It started with power banks. Now it's nearly everything. After a string of in-flight fire scares and emergency landings linked to overheating batteries, airlines in 2025 are tightening the screws on what you can bring on board. Carry-ons aren't just about fitting in that overhead bin anymore. They're being judged for what's inside, how it's packed, and whether it ticks off any warning signs. If your bag doesn't follow the latest guidelines on batteries, luggage design, or restricted items, it might get stopped at the gate. And if that happens, you might too. Here's how to avoid the headache before you even leave the house. Power banks. What you don't know can ground you. Frequent flyers usually carry a power bank without thinking twice. It's your phone's lifeline, your headphone charger, and the one thing standing between you and a dead screen at 30,000 feet. But here's the catch. Power banks come with strict rules, and violating them can land you in serious trouble. In January 2025, one caught fire on an Airbus and plane just before takeoff. The twist? That battery was technically allowed. Battery rules rewired. Let's break it down. Batteries larger than 160 watt-hours, that's around 32,000 milliliters, are completely prohibited, no matter if they're in your backpack or your checked luggage. Below 100 watt-hours, you're in the clear, but only in carry-ons. Checked bags? Absolutely not. If your battery falls between 100 and 160 watt-hours, you need airline approval. And even then, you're limited to 2. Why so strict? Because if a battery overheats in the cargo hold, there's no one there to stop a fire, and in an enclosed cabin, that's a nightmare scenario. New 2025 twist: declare your power banks. Some airlines have stepped things up. Passengers are now being told to declare every power bank at check-in, even the small ones. Travelers have shared stories of being told they could only bring 2 total, regardless of size, simply because that was the airline's interpretation that day. So, before you fly, find your battery's watt-hour rating, pack it in your carry-on, and look up your airline's latest policy. The rules might vary, but the consequences won't. Smart luggage, dumb surprises. Own a futuristic carry-on with a built-in battery? Better check the fine print. In 2025, if the battery can't be removed, that bag may not make it past the check-in counter. It doesn't matter how high-tech it looks, if the power source is permanently attached, it's not flying. Even removable batteries aren't a guaranteed pass. Travelers have already reported issues where their bags were denied because they didn't have proof of safety certification, like compliance with UL 2054 standards for lithium-ion batteries. Not everyone knows what that means, let alone where to find the paperwork. Here's the smart move. Read the manual, inspect the labels, or contact the manufacturer. If your airline isn't clear about the rules, which happens more than it should, consider switching to a bag that has an obvious detachable battery and clear safety markings, because in 2025, your smart bag better be airport smart too.